As new inmates flood into Georgia's prisons, some become insiders and make prison their home.
Come on, man.
Crazy as f.
But others arrive already out of place. And for these outsiders, how they adapt will determine if they survive. This is the Georgia Diagnostic and Classification Prison, known simply as Jackson, home to more than 2,000 inmates. It's a world of first-timers and repeat offenders, a tough world for any inmate to find their place. Especially an inmate like Russell Rolfe.
We implore you by the great power of your right hand to release the captive, accept the prayer of your people, strengthen us, purify us, awesome one.
People always call me Jew. I mean, that's their first response is, they see the keep on my head, and so they just automatically call me Jew.
As it is written, Aaron shall burn upon the altar the incense of fragrant spices every morning. When he cleans the lamps of the menorah, he shall burn it.
They don't really mean to be derogatory. They might say Jew boy, because that's kind of a ghetto-type slang, or Jew man.
And a Redeemer shall come to Zion.
It doesn't really offend me.
Lord, deliver us. May the King answer us on the day we call.
I'm proud to be called a Jew, so it doesn't really hurt my feelings.
Happy is the people whose God is the Lord.
They've adopted the name Izzy for me here, which is short for Israel.
And bless your name forever.
Izzy is a rarity in the Georgia prison system. An outsider trying to find his path. A way to do time. It's a difficult task in a vast prison system that's bursting at the seams with hardened criminals. And for each of them, Jackson is the first stop.
Here in Jackson, step in and talk to you. First word mark on me, sir. Last word mark on me, sir, that's specified by a female. Ma'am, yes, ma'am, ma'am, no, ma'am, sir, yes, sir, sir, no, sir. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
4 days each week, buses pull in from all over the state with new arrivals. This is where the system sizes up new inmates and sets the rules and expectations.
I gotta set up footprints on the wall. Position of attention, very important, 3 reasons. We're gonna do the position of attention. First reason for inspection. Every morning at 9 o'clock, you should be ready for inspection.
It's a system built on conformity, where inmates try to blend in. But for those who stand out in the crowd, it can be a tough place to call home. And for an inmate like Izzy, this could be the only home he'll ever know. Russell Rolfe's mild-mannered exterior hides a troubled past of drinking and violence. His rap sheet includes arrests for DUI, aggravated battery, attempted homicide. A path that ends in a Savannah motel with his wife, 4 children, and an act Rolfe claims is self-defense.
Through the course of the night, she was very irate, paranoid. At one point, she was threatening suicide. When she did, I tried to take the knife away from her. When we went down, her left hand came in front of the knife, and she got a wound through the webbing of her hand and on the side of her neck as we fell.
When police arrive, the crime scene tells a very different story. During a drunken binge, Rolfe punches his wife, pulls her to the floor, and slices a deep cut in her neck, all in front of his children. He's convicted of attempted murder and cruelty to children, and gets 40 years. Now behind bars, the 41-year-old has set out on a singular path. Rather than assimilate to prison life in order to fit in, he's deliberately chosen to flaunt his unique identity. Despite the potential trouble that identity brings.
In this particular prison, you can't really be Jewish.
There's nothing here for Jewish people.
To be certain, I'm the only one of my kind, and I'm easy to spot. I mean, I have something on my head.
As the ultimate outsider, Izzy's chosen a difficult path through prison. But few inmates survive by going it alone, and Izzy will have to adapt to find his place.
You can be going along in your life thinking that you have everything figured out in your life, and something can happen that changes all that in an instant and puts you in this environment.
They're making us get dressed and de-lice and all this crazy nonsense, hollering at us.
On your feet, stand up, everybody up. Look straight ahead.
They gave me a jumpsuit that was like a 5X, so it looked like a big balloon. They took my glasses, which I'm like almost legally blind, so that was really scary.
Put them in a cup.
It does make you feel like you're less than human.
Michael Wilds is an outsider of a different sort.
Next man.
A first-timer trying to find his way.
Well, you need two. You need one on your body and one in the bag. You got how many?
In a world filled with cons, cheats, and thieves.
Right here. You're not supposed to tell when you got extra stuff in prison. All right, here's your next man.
Keep your hand behind your back.
For now, Wilds is figuring out the rules of being an inmate and how to stay safe while surrounded by predators.
If you want to define addiction to me, it would be a hole that you need to fill.
Addiction to pills, cocaine, and meth starts Wilds down the road to prison, all culminating in a night that forever changes the course of his life.
I was 21 years old, intoxicated, and cold. I was in a trailer that had no heat, so I went next door to steal a heater back.
Wilds is arrested, charged with burglary, and sentenced to up to 8 years in prison. For his history of addiction, he thinks he's headed to a treatment prison. For the length of his sentence, Wilds lands at Jackson.
When they pulled us all off the bus and got us into a single line, I was wondering why we were headed towards Jackson. We were headed towards here, walking in the building. I mean, Jackson pretty much has a reputation. You hear that, you know, you're 5'8", 150, 160 pounds, and you're gonna be somebody's bitch, is the way they put it. There's people here that probably killed people. There's probably people here for kidnapping, you know, rape.
Get on line.
I didn't do anything to get myself put here, you know, really. I mean, I did, but I didn't feel like I deserved what was happening, basically.
You're not in the Army, you're not in the Navy, Air Force, Marine. This is the Georgia Diagnostic Classification Prison. In this prison, you will be classified and you will be diagnosed. Do not ask me no stupid question, I won't give you a stupid answer. Now, whatever you did out there to get here, whoever you stole from, how much meth you made and sold, how many sacks you sold, whoever house you broke into, whoever you killed, it does not matter to me in this prison. To me and no other officer, we don't care what you did to get here, but what we care most about is what you do while you are here. Group, hook here, hook.
Jackson may be just the right place for an outsider like Wilds. The prison's rigid control provides protection as new inmates adapt to the realities of doing time.
All right, yellow and green, come on. You got green, you need to stop right there. Don't move. Wild. That's those three right there.
Got 3 new arrivals?
Yeah.
All right. When I holler out your last name, listen up to your bed number. Wilson. Bed 76 bottom. 76 bottom. Wilds. Bed 23 top. 23 top.
But Wilds' first housing assignment is an open dorm, with no cells to keep others in check. And despite the prison's efforts, sooner or later, every outsider has to stand up for themselves.
I was like, all right, when I go beyond this, now I'm gonna be, by myself. That was kind of scary for a minute, I'll be honest, it really was.
First word out of your mouth, this institution will be served. Last word out of your mouth will be served.
Georgia's Diagnostic and Classification Prison is the front end of the state system.
Everybody understand me?
Yes, sir.
All right, come on in. Going in the shower, right side of that table. Let's go, make it happen.
It's a prison of new arrivals, all trying to blend into the crowd while setting a routine for doing time.
First, it was kind of hard for me, after all my life never really working. I don't like to work. It's not that I don't like to, I say I never work. I'm trying hard, and I'm pushing myself to get into a routine. Pull in my 8 hours, come home, like all of us do, and see what kind of life I can live when I get out.
At 52, Jose Lopez is one of the old-timers here. In and out of prison for over 30 years, he's now back in again on drug trafficking charges. But even the veteran inmate is an outsider of sorts. The world of prison has changed and left him behind.
It's sad, the way things have changed. Now that I'm older and I come here, I see these kids. I get their shanks and run around doing stupid things. They want to be the man. They want the first kill. They want the first stabbing.
Why they coming right here? Them movie star players. Young Griffin. What's up, man? Bad rules, man.
I was there once too, but I never remember being like they are. Never. There are rules. You're not supposed to steal.
Chain gang, baby.
I don't like doing time with little kids.
Lopez's new reality is dominated by what officers and inmates call the 90s babies. They bring the code of the streets into prison and rule through intimidation and aggression. It's a population shift that can be seen most dramatically on the tier called A House.
It's a crazy place. It's dog eat dog. When you're weak, they'll take you out.
I mean, they don't give us no activities to do, so we make our own activities.
They'll rob from you. They'll take everything you got.
A-House stands for A-Town. We run long.
Just wild, young. I've been through here before, and it's a lot different.
You older guys and stuff like me, myself, they have to watch out because young guys gonna get it. They gonna get whatever they want to get.
That is known as a garbage mask. That mask has made a lot of store around here.
The 90s babies in A House group themselves into loosely bound crews.
You ain't with it, you against it. You know what I'm saying? Get down, lay down. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's how we eat.
Robbing and stealing to get what they want.
Life is gonna be life, but it don't stop with no matter where you at. Hey, Don, we're gonna eat by any means necessary, and I mean enemy necessary. Enemy necessary.
A House may be a tough place to do time. It's just as tough for officers like Travis Conklin to work their shift.
8:30 field call, let's go! They call A House the Thunderdome. You know, you've got a lot of the young cats, new cats that come in here. Let go, you nuts. Let go. So every day they do test you and want to see how far they can push you. I like to say that I'm a babysitter because, yes, these are grown men, but they act just like children. Pull in. You got your card? Make sure you grab your card. Make sure you have your ID card.
In A House, robberies and fights are the norm. And today, Conklin has yet another incident on his hands.
Hey, let me see y'all's foreheads real quick. We got word from an inmate that he was robbed. He described the inmate as a black male, roughly a little bit taller than me, that had a money bag symbol in the middle of his forehead. Big guy, let me see your forehead real quick. Just look at me. If I have to come in, I'm gonna handcuff you anyways for being insubordinate.
Though the crime has already happened, Conklin must catch the offender to keep the peace. So this corrections officer must assume a new role, detective.
Hey, above y'all, let me see your foreheads real quick. He ain't on the back. So the guy with the money bag on his head is in there, right?
He's in 121 right now. He said he still sleeps in there.
86 Conklin to A corridor. We're gonna go up, check his room, make sure, see if he has any of the. Damn.
You know he ain't in here, boss hog.
Wait,
You know he ain't
still. I'll stand still. All right.
We eat him. That's all.
All right.
Man.
I'll let you step out right here. Go. We'll go. You step out. You stand right here.
And just like on the street, the location is searched, a weapon is found,
All right. Put your hands behind your back. Turn around.
and the suspect is taken into custody.
All right. You do know why we're doing this, right?
For what?
All right. Put your hands behind your back.
That ain't me.
You were easily described by the inmate as you were the one that ran around with a mask and held a shank to his neck.
No.
Make it easy. He was in the room with 4 other ones and he had the shank in there.
This is a scene that plays out every day at Jackson, making it a tough environment to survive, especially for those at risk of becoming prey.
I heard there were a couple of shanks in my dormitory. There has been 4 or 5 fights in the dorm I'm in the week that I've been here. I've heard some gang activity going on.
It's been 1 week since Michael Wilds arrived at Jackson, and he's been trying to keep his head down.
I don't prey on anybody. I'm not trying to test anybody. I'm not trying to get into a fight. I'm not trying to make a name for myself. I don't want to be seen. I want to be more like a ghost, really. I guess there is a certain kind of a code as to being a convict here, but from what I can tell, if you stay to yourself, you're gonna be left alone. When I leave here, maybe the records will say that I've been here, but nobody will ever know.
For now, Wilds seems to be learning the ropes and how to stay out of harm's way. A challenge Russell Rolfe, Izzy, faces every day. As a permanent inmate, Izzy's earned a job that gets him out of the tier. It's a job that keeps him on the move, and with movement comes opportunity, the ability to pick things up from around the prison. And Izzy's cashing in on that freedom.
You got some white papers for sale? That's what I'm asking. What do you want for it? Stamps? 2 for 2?
Georgia banned tobacco 1 year ago.
I need that cigarette, man.
And it's become the hot contraband item. Here, a pound of tobacco can go for over $1,000 worth of commissary items. To take advantage, Izzy's remade himself as a tobacco merchant.
When I look around E-House, I'm still taking in a lot of information, making notes, seeing, who the customers are, who are low-level customers, who are high-level customers. You're all good. I get up and go door to door every hour, 2 hours. make the product available, have a light with me. You know, increases the sale. Here, you want a cigarette? Sure.
See what you guys got going on.
I don't really treat it like a hustle, trying to make a quick buck and take advantage of people.
What is it?
Big tall guy to work.
I treat it more like a business and giving people a fair product for a fair market value.
All right, well, I'm gonna walk around. Catch you guys later.
Izzy's hustle is about more than money. Being the only Jew at Jackson is a solitary path. And his trade brings protection from inmates who want to keep the contraband flowing.
It's a survival game, I guess. They feed me, they clothe me. I don't have to participate in all that, but it's fun. I enjoy it. Prison is great to sort of reveal your character. They say that adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it. You know, I'm in a world of hustlers.
In the permanent dorm at Jackson, Russell Rolfe, Izzy, is walking a fine line, expanding his hustle to the inmates while keeping it hidden from the staff.
I live closest to the corner where the guard comes around and I'm the first person to be seen. The cell is, so if I have a store where I'm doing things, it's better to at least have some sort of notice before somebody comes around. Hopefully I can hear the keys. Somebody may come around and want a cup of coffee. This is called a finger. Works here. And if people drop by from time to time, want a finger of coffee, it's good to keep a little bombed up. It's easier to sell. They can see what they're getting. When you have something consistently, people will come around, see if you have it. I get a lot of pleasure out of the business aspect of operating and owning a business. Supply and demand, customer care, after the sales care, and things like that. It is very good for me to be able to diversify and to move from one thing to another. Not just for profit, but just to keep things going where I don't have downtime.
Hustling is deeply embedded in Jackson's inmate economy. And though most contraband starts with perms like Izzy, it works its way down to the diagnostics.
Come on, man. Come on, bro.
Bad drainage, huh?
In Dorm 2, Michael Wilds is seeing firsthand the temptations of doing time. As drugs have made their way into the dorm, it's a first test for the new inmate.
Crazy as
The mom will be real proud of me. It's a hard time.
Obviously, they're not the right crowd to hang out with, you know what I'm saying? I don't think people go to prison to make friends.
What is it with faces? Just pick up or just...
It's good to be friendly, you know, but if you don't want to come back to prison, stay away from the people that go there, you know?
For an addict like Wilds, drugs are an easy draw, a first step down a dangerous path. But it's a path the system can block by asserting control with a surprise shakedown.
The search team will be leading you to the area, and when we get down there, we're going to divide up, and we'll search 2 places at one time.
Today's target, 3 diagnostic dorms, including Wilds's.
Get up, get ready for inspection. Let's go. That mouth is why you're getting what you get now. Keep your mouth shut. Get up by your bunk. This is extra contraband ticket. Extra contraband ticket. Clean it up. Aim behind your back right there.
Shakedowns are regular fixtures of prison life. And lately, Dorm 2 has been gaining an outlaw reputation.
Mine is cotton. Yeah.
When it continues to earn.
See, he had this under the rack right here. And this is a shank, a piece of metal that he got from somewhere. First thing out of their mouths is going to be, it's not mine, somebody put it there.
They found a shank under the bunk, so you know neither one's going to really fess up to it probably. Go get 73 and 74. No, this is not my bunk.
Why was your assignment?
My bunk is right here. The top bunk is my bunk.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna put your jumpsuit on, you're gonna get dressed, and then we'll take it from there.
Today's shakedown is a success for the prison, with a shank and potential predator removed. But in prison, new dangers arise daily. A never-ending threat, not only for a first-timer like Michael Wilds, but any inmate at Jackson, regardless of his past.
What matters in prison is respect, how you carry yourself, how you respect the individual that's next to you. That's what matters.
Jose Lopez is still settling in, still working at his job in the kitchen. And a once feared inmate is facing his new reality. That in prison terms, he's an old-timer.
Do a little workout, try to keep in shape. When I was younger, if there was going to be a fight, I wanted to be the first one in line. I was a tough guy. I stabbed somebody. I hit somebody with a sink.
You can sit on your back?
I got down with 4 guys. One of them stabbed me and I stabbed him back a few times. You want to do your squats? It was kind of good. It felt good. It was something that you know you go through and you come out of it alive and it feels good. If you knew me a couple of years back, you'd probably wake up in the infirmary, for disrespecting me like that, or maybe you wouldn't wake up at all. Sooner or later, the person gets tired of all this. My bones hurt, my legs hurt, my knees. I'm not the soldier that I was back in the old days. I'm not that soldier anymore.
Forward, march, come right, march, come right over, step left, your left, right, your left, right.
3 hours south of Jackson, there's an experiment underway in Georgia Corrections. This is Coastal State Prison, a treatment program that offers a chance at early release. And unlike Jackson, where inmates find their own way, here each inmate gets individual attention that starts the moment they get off the bus at intake.
Number 1, I will address all staff and officers as sir, yes sir, ma'am, yes ma'am. Do you understand?
Sir, yes sir.
Step it out, Slim.
Let me tell y'all what y'all came into. This is Coastal State Prison. Everything we do around here, we do paramilitary style. Y'all understand that part?
Sir, yes sir.
Come here, hero. Up here. Number 2, read it, hero.
Sir, I will always...
No, you need to read louder than that. I say you got to read so they can hear you. Read.
Sir, I will always walk on the right side of the flat top within the blue line, sir. Sir, I will keep my area clean all the time, sir.
Now everybody need to make one line right behind them gentlemen right there, facing that way. One line, one line.
The strict discipline is about more than just setting the tone at Coastal. It's about getting the attention of inmates who may be headed down a dangerous path.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
One that could land them back in prison with a longer sentence than they face now.
Look straight at the camera. Next.
A steep challenge for Warden Jack Kuhn.
There's folks we're afraid of, and there's folks we're mad at. The folks we're afraid of, murderers, rapists, spousal abusers, we want to lock them up.
What are all those teardrops on your face about?
Sir, I had these when I was young, sir.
And then there's this whole category of folks that we're mad at. We have a shot at giving them a little something, giving them the opportunity to better themselves. Gangs are nothing but trouble, you know that.
Attention on deck!
10 push-ups, now. Incarceration is expensive. It costs about $49.50 a day. And so if you can find another way to have a person pay their debt to society, why not use it?
Drop and give me 10. Let's go. Go, 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 go.
Every inmate at Coastal has a non-violent offense with a short sentence. And each gets a program in life skills, anger management, or addiction treatment. But for the most at-risk inmates, there's boot camp.
Get your head down, son. You are now wasting my time. I got other things to do besides sitting here watch your sorry behind.
Led by Officer Robert Harvey.
Come here, little pissant.
This is a crash course in discipline for young, potentially violent inmates.
What you doing here, son? What you do? I don't want to know. Why you ain't in school somewhere? I tell you what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna give you some education. You understand that?
And Harvey, a former soldier himself, makes sure that each inmate toes the line.
In the beginning, you're supposed to tear them down, then bring them back up. Hopefully, it's just shock therapy.
Do you hear what makes you special, son? What makes you special? Is that why we're here? I don't wait for nobody. You understand that? What make you think the whole program got time to wait on you? Why are you waving your hands up, son? Wrap it up like you told me.
And here, you gotta be afraid of me, or I'll fix it where you are. There ain't no mercy.
He don't understand nothing. Obviously he don't, but he got a tattoo on your forehead, and maybe he can read it in the mirror. There's something wrong with you, son.
They came here bullies, I'm the bigger bully. See, they Bluto, I'm Popeye.
It's an aggressive approach and the toughest path at Coastal, designed to keep inmates in check.
Get your ass up.
And whether predator or prey, all are held to the same standard.
You starting to lose it a little bit, get a grip now.
Yes, sir.
You ain't no go-ahead.
Yes, sir.
Don't start, you can't win.
Yes, sir.
You know that.
Yes, sir.
I don't care what he's in here for. You gotta tear him down, you gotta figure out who he is. Some guys will change. Hopefully, in 90 days, that shock therapy, that you marching, you running, you doing PT, and that in and of itself will instill discipline.
Now file your little asses out that door, along that wall, and carry your ass down there and get your little learning. You understand? When you come back, I want you to tell Daddy what you learned in school today.
Hopefully, one day down the road, they'll say, you know, Mr. Harvey, he was a sumbitch, but he helped me. Because he told me stuff that was true.
Do not look down that line again unless you are directed to. Do you understand me?
Sir, yes, sir.
The hands-on approach stands in stark contrast to the realities of life at a prison like Jackson, where the pitfalls of hustling and contraband are a daily reality. But this new experiment in Georgia Corrections is just over a year old, and whether it will work is an open question.
You better get your act together. Hey, sweet. Man, you weak, you that weak. We gonna change that. We gonna change that.
The challenge, to break the cycle that keeps offenders coming back and falling victim to the convict life.
Get up. You understand that? Sir, yes, sir. Come here. Come here. Go down a little bit. Right there. You tired? Rest. Hold your arms out, son. Rest.
In the laundry. So instead of just being trapped in the dorm all day, the cell house, I actually get to get out and move around. It's entertaining and it passes the time.
It's another day of laundry work at Georgia's prison in Jackson. And once again, Russell Rolfe is on the move. A freedom that's helped him to build a lucrative tobacco trade. But lately, Izzy is having a change of heart.
Tobacco's been really ugly for the last month. First, a guy got knocked off that was a pretty consistent supplier, and then about 2 weeks ago, a major supplier got knocked off, was arrested and taken from the facility. so that kind of shut it down a good bit.
But for an opportunist like Izzy, when one door closes, another opens, and a new hustle is born.
There's different things you can do here. I suppose if a guy was on point, he could manufacture clothes, pajamas or pajama tops, pants, things like that. And people would probably pay a good price for something like that. I couldn't really confirm or deny any of that type of activity, of course, since it's highly illegal.
1, 2, 3.
What are you doing? Reinforcing all the corners on the pockets. The machine doesn't really tie a knot at the end, it just kind of spins the thread, and it can come undone.
With the heat on the tobacco trade, Izzy's moving to a new line of work. Fixing and altering clothes in return for commissary goods.
Do me a favor. I gotta spend an hour buttoning all these shirts to press them. When you take them off, button them back up for me, please.
You didn't know what said that.
I'm just asking you now. I keep forgetting to tell you.
Laundry service today?
It's Chinese laundry.
But behind bars, all hustles are illegal, even tailoring. And in the middle of today's transactions, Izzy stopped in his tracks.
Make the shakedown, people. Make the shakedown. Move all sheets off the cell doors. Let's go. Let's go. Get the sheets off your cell doors. Let's go. Get to your son's cell. Let's go, man. What is that, a sweatshirt? Yeah, it's altered. Take it off. They issue these? Oh, they don't.
We got your mouth. Stick it out. Stick it out.
Raisins, fruits, vegetables, and there's no telling what else.
Homemade alcohol is the big find of the day. But before long, the perms are back to their routines and their hustles.
It is what it is. Any second, somebody can come in and just turn your world upside down, you know? Been coming in a lot lately. They come in a lot and hit like that lately. Yeah, at any second, you have to be ready for that. That's how they make it. They don't want your life to be your own. You know, it's still prison.
I know you're not sewing with a needle.
No. It's a paper clip.
It's a what?
Paper clip?
And I know you're not sewing a paper clip on paper.
I'll throw it away.
I know you're not sewing a paper clip on paper.
I'll throw it away. What was you thinking? I just accidentally got caught sewing and got my sewing instrument confiscated.
What's your sentence? What you used to say?
In this particular instance, what I gave him was a paper clip.
Was that what you were actually using?
Not so much. Oh, God. I'm gonna get shipped to Siberia when this airs.
Izzy may have gotten by this time by turning over a paperclip rather than a sewing needle. But he's walking a fine line. And in prison, it's only a matter of time before you get caught.
Mail call. I like mail.
It's been 2 weeks since Michael Wiles arrived at Jackson.
Hell yeah. I got some mail. Mail call. 23.
Michael Wiles.
Wiles' classification process is complete, and his time at Jackson is nearing an end. Now, he's awaiting word on his next move through the system. But preparing for a life on the inside, can bring with it reminders of the life left behind.
I got a letter from my girlfriend. I'm here because I made bad choices. I'm here because of me, not my family, not my cards that I've been dealt, nothing. It's me. But it is exciting to get a letter. Kind of numbing at the same time. Because it kind of reminds you that there is life out there. It's still going on out there.
Wilds faces at least 2 more years in prison. Time that continues when he ships out from Jackson. Time to consider all the mistakes that landed him behind bars.
As soon as they call me out on the list that night and tell me that I'm leaving in the morning, I'll be that next step closer. Get my life on the road for real, you know?
Everybody wants to survive because everybody wants to go home.
As Wilds prepares to ship to his camp, Jose Lopez is spending another day at work.
Beef stew.
With half his life spent in and out of prison, the old-timer is still coming to terms with a world forever changed.
The life I've lived in the prison system, compared to where I'm at now, it's like taking me and flipping me is upside down. I'm not used to having people disrespect me in any manner. I don't like doing time with little kids. They have no honor, they have no respect. I try to talk to them about the old days, about how things were. It goes through one ear and comes out the other. Like they don't have nothing inside their head, no brain. I'm still alive. See, because I knew how to respect, I knew how to handle myself, because that's what it's all about. You come to the prison system, you want to survive.
I've adapted here. It's definitely like being a chameleon, learning to fit in, learning what's acceptable, waiting, being quiet, seeing how things work, and then adapting, you know, as they say, improvise, adapt, overcome.
Inside the prison laundry, Russell Rolfe is back to his daily grind, performing his routine, marking his time.
This is how it goes. The highlight of the day. The first one after work and the last one before bed.
It is what it is. It's the environment that it is, and this is the experience that God has given me. And so, you know, when in Rome, so to speak, no matter what they do to punish me at any time, I will never, ever stop trying to make myself as absolutely 100% comfortable